Good morning to all of you. I hope that each and every one of you is happy, joyful, and at peace. Hello to all my dear spiritual brothers and sisters. I wish the very best for all of you. Today is the 10th of September, and I am recording this video. Many of you have asked me to talk more in depth about cleansing, about cultivating awareness, about the awakening of Kundalini, and about the mysteries of the third eye. I've come up with a thoughtful new idea to do this as a group. And before we begin the discussion, I ask my higher spirit to be here with me, to remain with me, and to help me express what truly needs to be said through me. Layami. There has been quite a lot of discussion recently about how to do cleansing, But as I wrote in my book, which I published 5 years ago now, starting from September 2025 and continuing until the very end of that year, and especially up until the beginning of the Astrological Year, which is the start of spring, on March 21st, 2026, is the time when we truly find the best opportunities to finally detach ourselves from the outside world. We should turn inward and take thoughtful steps toward cleansing ourselves. And because we are finishing an era, we are also finishing a century. The energies help us so much that we can pass through this bridge, and the lighter we are, the easier and faster we will cross. Anyway, my idea is to talk a bit about, let's talk together about how we can help ourselves reach greater awareness and try to activate our Kundalini, which is then followed by the chakras being worked on and activated, and then the third eye becomes capable of seeing things we hadn't seen before, things that are hard to believe with the small human mind. Especially since we've been taught that if something isn't proven by science, it doesn't exist. But my personal reasoning is that science is still very limited. Science has a long way to go before it can reach what is natural for us, what is natural to us. There are things that exist, things that have been hidden from us. And science only tells us as much as our minds can accept, or as much as certain people want us to know, only as far as science has advanced. But just because we don't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Science hasn't reached it yet. Electricity existed before science discovered it. All the other things we have now we discovered through science, but they existed before. Anyway, what does Kundalini even mean? What kind of feelings do we experience when our Kundalini is awakened? Because of my extensive teaching experience in various fields, one of the things that was really difficult for me to understand, even through my own teachers, was what exactly they were saying. As a child, I decided to always speak very simply, so simply that it doesn't matter who is listening. Whether it's a 7-year-old child, a researcher, a university professor, someone with a PhD, or someone who only finished 2 grades of school, it should be understandable for all of them. Because some people try to use fancy, complicated words just to show off their knowledge. When someone makes comments about medicine that I don't understand at all, I just say so myself. Come on, please speak a little more simply so I can understand what you mean. After all, we don't have to know every field and all the fancy terms and their meanings. These people are either showing off their understanding or expertise, or they're actually insecure about what they're trying to explain. Or maybe they've picked up a few things from other places and their knowledge is limited. When their knowledge is limited, they only know so much and don't elaborate. And the result of this is what happens for the listener. When someone listens to me, by the time I'm done, they end up with even more questions. What was it exactly? What did he say? What happened? I hope that I can make things that are really quite complicated and that I honestly don't even know where to start with very easy and simple to understand. But we'll go step by step from A to Z and try to make these things understandable and practical for everyone. That is what I want to share with you, to divide and communicate with you, so you can also take it and make the most out of it in your own way. Use it to the fullest, 100%, from right here. It's not at all about me knowing more or being better than others in this field. I just know a few things that I personally use for my own peace of mind and self-awareness, and I really like that. I want to share this with both my spiritual family and my family members, my brothers and sisters, and right now is a truly great time for that. As I've always said, this place isn't about fortune telling. I use astrology, but don't come here looking for fortune telling and things like that. I keep getting messages asking if I can read their fortune. I'm not a fortune teller, and I'm not a clairvoyant either. I use what I've learned in life, and one of those things is astrology. On the path of light, love, and awareness, I have no competition with anyone. The idea that came to me is this, and it is something that I want to share. If all of us, those of you who are on my page, those who participate in my podcasts, about 40% of you, I really know, I feel your energy, I recognize you. What can I say? I praise you. You are on the path of awareness, and I promise you that in the next 6 or 7 months, by March 21st, if we make a pact here together, make an agreement, and stand by this pact, help each other so that as a group we move forward together and activate our own Kundalini. Share awareness with each other, increase it, and wake up from our slumber, from the lies that have been created for us, the false life that existed in the past 26,000 years ago. Let's come out of those. Step out and be useful for ourselves, our community, our family, our mother, our own semine. Kundalini, first we need to go and understand the meaning of these things. For example, why do we want it to be active? What benefit do we get from this process? When our Kundalini starts to become active or awakens, that serpent whose energy rises from the back and reaches the crown chakra, we then see everything, things that, well, with this small human brain we weren't capable of perceiving before. We become able to see truths. Our eyes are open to realities that, as they say, are the eye of certainty, which we don't believe in. Now, the reason why people die and then come back again and why reincarnation happens is because of this. All of this is because our soul is aware. Our soul truly knows what we are doing. Our soul is experiencing things through our body, through our physical existence. When you haven't truly tasted an experience, you can never be a guide for someone else. And those who say that our soul is unaware and has come here to become aware, in my opinion, that's not the right word at all. It doesn't have the right meaning. Our soul is aware of everything. But it has come here to experience things. It's like all of us know that if we put our hand in fire, it will burn. But actually experiencing that, knowing that if I put my hand in fire, it will burn, is different. There's a big difference between someone who just knows this and someone whose hand has actually been burned by fire. And that's why we've come into this physical body, so that our soul can experience these things in this body, touch them and feel them. And when our Kundalini is activated, we feel comfortable in this physical body, in this form. I no longer feel any competition with anyone, and I no longer feel any jealousy toward anyone. I am in control of my own life, and whatever comes from outside does not disrupt my control. Even if there is chaos, I deal with it consciously and with intention. So I observe and make choices and decisions, but I no longer lose myself. I am always in control of myself. My thoughts and my brain do not control me. Rather, I am the one who controls my brain. I am the one who controls my emotions. I am also the one who manages the different bodies we have, the various bodily aspects we possess. I harmonize all of them. I am comfortable with them. And from this balance I have between my chakras and the different bodies I possess, within this physical body, I create a masterpiece of an orchestra that produces a beautiful melody. This is the main goal, and all our problems actually stem from there. Because I treat these as different instruments. In my book, in the year 2020, I discuss this issue extensively. There are even 3 chapters about it. This issue of harmonizing the different bodies, the music that comes from this body, and the energy that emanates from it. I've talked about it a lot elsewhere, and I'll try as much as I can remember to repeat the same issue here together. Please don't ask me, where is your book? What is your book? My book is in English. It's available in the US market. And soon we will be releasing it chapter by chapter in both English and Persian right here on our YouTube channel. Look, from the moment our body becomes conscious, it wakes up, just like when you wake up in the morning. You were asleep, you didn't know whether it was raining outside or sunny, and in the same way we are asleep. In fact, when we wake up, these 114 chakras start to activate. They begin to become active. Because right now, many of them are not active in most people, and then gradually we reach those 21 main chakras, which start to synchronize with each other, and the result of this process, its reaction appears. In the 6 chakras that we have here, and when these become synchronized with each other, all of these move upward toward the main chakra, which is the crown chakra. From here, this activates it, but this chakra will not be activated until we achieve balance in the lower ones. Until those other 6 are properly aligned, the 7th one will not open. So we need to start healing ourselves from the inner child and the sacral chakra. We have to begin with the sacral chakra to heal ourselves. When the 7th chakra is activated for me, and when this happens, it means that I am completely content and at peace with myself in this body, in whatever situation or circumstance I may find myself in. My desires are neither strange nor excessive, but rather balanced and harmonious. I have no regrets. I truly accept that I am exactly where I am supposed to be at this very moment in my life. This acceptance brings a deep sense of fulfillment and inner tranquility. Look, imagine that none of my chakras are in harmony with each other yet. So as a result, whatever I see in others, I want. I want someone else's house. I want someone else's education. I want someone else's status. I want the country where someone else lives. Everything I see and like, I want to have it. I just want to have it. And if I don't have it, I start to be ungrateful. And that energy, which should be at a high vibration, I bring it down. Because I'm in regret, in despair, in jealousy, in competition. And since I can't rise up, I have to bring those who are up there down to my own level. All of this brings my energy down to a low vibration, which leads to illness, to misery, and so on. The echo I'm sending to the universe is, I'm miserable, I'm poor, I'm helpless. Well, it says, if you believe that's what you are, then I'll give you even more of it. The echo comes back to me threefold. And when we reach a state of mastery, we say, I am exactly where I need to be. If we pick the fruit while it's still unripe, no matter how much we eat it, the fruit needs to be ripe first. It has to be picked from the tree at the right time. It's like a child whose parents send them to school and do their homework for them. They do the schoolwork for the child, cheat for them, and the child finishes school. Then they go to university, and the parents pay to get them into the best, most prestigious universities in the world, and eventually this young man or woman moves on. For example, they become a surgeon, get a PhD, and become a surgeon. Now, when this person has to go into the operating room and perform surgery, what happens? The patient dies because this person doesn't know how to operate. They grew up cheating. They grew up with lies. They fell into lies. In this profession, and then even if they lie to others 1,000 times, it's because they're buying everything with money. He knows his reputation, his status, and everything about himself deep down inside. That not only am I a cheater, not only my parents, they betrayed me and taught me how to lie. I'm a murderer. Neither my past was right, nor will my future be right. Because the more I operate, the more patients I will kill. And this truth that I keep coming and going, always moving back and forth, at some point reaches a place where I tell myself that everything up to today was a mistake. But now that I understand, I'm coming. This whole job and life, and I leave behind all these things I've done for 30 years. I start over from scratch. And I build a new life for myself, but this time based on honesty. And this makes me willing to do anything. Because I'm honest, because there's no lie in it, no cheating. I'm satisfied with myself. And I grow in that work. That person might become a surgeon. The lie I told might turn out to be a really good painter, or maybe a really good builder. It doesn't matter to them anymore because they're doing what they love and their conscience is clear. They believe in themselves, and this is part of becoming aware that I no longer lie to myself. It doesn't matter how much we lie to society, to friends, to family, how much we show off. When I lie to myself, my own vibration aligns with that. And that's when an aspect of my life changes. Everything gets turned upside down, and what emerges from within is something that fulfills me and brings me joy. It gives my life meaning. I'm no longer empty. I'm no longer living a lie. And suddenly I discover a deeper understanding of myself. Oh, even my social interactions change. My desires are also different from before. My behavior changes too. And those desires I used to have, wanting everything from everywhere, because people who want everything like that, even if God were to give them everything they want in a single day, after a while, a few months later, they will lose it all. You've seen women who are looking for the ideal man, they find him, but after a while, they quickly lose him. There are also men who look for ideal women, they find them, but they can't keep them. There are people who win the lottery, buy a house, create extravagant lives, and then after a year they end up in jail. Go search and look up their cases, because they were like unripe fruit that was picked. They weren't ready yet. They weren't prepared for what they wanted. They still don't have what they wanted to have. But when the change happens from within, from the roots, my life changes, and when I reach awareness and my Kundalini starts to activate, my third eye begins to see things. I receive evidence. I see things that were previously unseen. A kind of genuine trust and love in a way from others, support that is felt, and I receive it, and it has a sweet, genuine taste. The love that I had lied about all my life just to receive it turns into reality. It means I no longer need to pretend or lie or learn manipulative tactics. I receive that love and respect. And the dark groups that have been affecting us all along, whether it's through the media, through Hollywood, through the news, or through energy vampires, whether they're friends, family, or strangers, those who are draining our energy. These links gradually get cut off because my groups change. I no longer let anyone drain my energy, and when these people leave my life, my own body starts to heal. A complete hospital that exists within our body, whether it heals me physically or brings me peace spiritually, because I am moving forward with my own soul in the right spirit, instead of tormenting my soul. With these appearances I have felt on earth, it means success. Now I am at ease with myself. I am at ease with my soul. We are friends. I am friends with my inner child. And these bodies start practicing together so much that we reach a point where we create the most loving orchestra. In this very body, with our 7 bodies, with our soul, with our physical body, we become harmonized and we become a skilled dancer, and suddenly the theater doors open. My orchestra is ready, and with that pleasant melody, I begin to dance. This is called happiness. Those things they told us were happiness, those aren't real happiness. Those things come and go. Today, you're happy with something, tomorrow with something else. You become miserable over something, the whole time you're just playing a game. It comes and goes like a stream, like ping pong. But when you find peace within yourself, honesty and integrity, who am I? You get closer to God, because we are all part of that whole. We all partake of God. We all have it. The first step is to bring some order to our daily activities, to organize them. With these thoughts that are so chaotic, I don't want them. I separate them. I listen to my thoughts every day, but I let them talk less because they talk like a parrot non-stop. They keep talking. Don't do this, don't do that. They'll dislike you. You'll turn out bad. It's constantly judging, holding you back, making you afraid. When I turn that off and start listening to my heart's voice, I bring a sense of order to my group of friends. I bring some order to the hours of my day. What am I actually doing with the hours of my day? Then I start to cleanse my heart. And then I feel that the times I set aside for myself in solitude and this sense of order that I'm bringing into my life, now I know for certain that my desk is clean and tidy, my clothes are neatly organized and arranged, means that I no longer feel like I have to spend 90% of my day just clearing out the trash and clutter in order to find what I need. This newfound order, this structure comes into my whole life, the same kind of order and harmony that we see reflected in the natural world around us. It brings a sense of calm and clarity, just like the balance we observe in nature. I bring those things into my life, and I begin to look closely at everything. In everything, in the sound of the parrot, in the sound of birds, in the leaves of the trees, in the food I eat, I see the signs of God and I give thanks. I give thanks for this very breath I take. I pay attention to this breath that comes and goes. Every day, I start to appreciate these hands and feet that I've criticized 1,000 times. I love them. I am grateful for them. And we surrender to the universe at that moment. Our actions begin to flow effortlessly and smoothly. That job I had been chasing for such a long time, suddenly with just one unexpected phone call, in a very strange and surprising way, I get that job. I buy my dream house, whereas before I was constantly running on a treadmill and getting nowhere. We just keep going like this. Every morning we wake up like robots, drink our coffee, go to work, take a shower, then come back home, eat lunch, eat dinner, watch TV, and go to sleep. In between, we make some phone calls, all of which are just complaints. But now my daily life has value. Every moment is valuable to me because I am a valuable person. And in a short time, I realized that the anger I had, the way I woke up in the morning, was with a kind of anger, a kind of desire for revenge, a kind of hostility. That enemy comes to me in the form of a teacher, appearing in my life in a way that challenges me to grow and learn. This situation happened specifically through this person, whose actions and presence were significant, allowing me to better understand and truly learn this lesson that was meant for me, so that I could learn this lesson. And then everything changes. My connection with my higher self begins. I start to hear its voice. I start to receive its messages. And after that, well, then my mind, which used to be filled with a bunch of ridiculous thoughts, fears, and worries, always telling me, don't, starts to create. And I discover my creative power within myself because I am a drop from that same ocean. I have access to all of God's abilities. Then how do we know God? As the creator. The creative light, all those lights exist within me. Creativity is within me. I was so incredibly busy just sowing seeds, barely having a moment to do anything else, that I completely forgot about the flowers. Then, when creativity comes, competition disappears. And then my Dharma reveals itself. I said, during these 6 months, we are finishing our karmas. They are done unless they still exist in our minds. We are discovering our dharmas, and the commitment that you and I are making to each other here today is that until March 21st, we will find our own dharma, and these are the stages we must go through in order for me to find my own dharma. As long as my attention is still on these seeds, I can't find my dharma. I'm stuck collecting garbage. But when I take the trash out, as I'm walking outside with the garbage, I start to think about this. Why was I born? Why am I here exactly? What am I really good at? And then your awareness rises. I think we've translated awareness very poorly. In my opinion, awareness means the kind of inner decency and dignity that exists within a person. We have it instantly. An environment truly knows how to make the very best use of this particular character of itself. In my opinion, that's what I would call awareness, I think. I don't really know. Maybe I'm wrong, but when a person's awareness increases, there's no more anger, no more betrayal, no more lies. I gradually develop a kind of dignity and respect over time for myself. And I have that same respect for others as well. And then at this crucial point, the law of compensation awakens. What do I expect from others? Just because I'm poor, you should do this for me for free? Why should you be poor? Because you are lazy and tend to take advantage of others, and you want other people to do the work for you, to take care of you, and to feel sorry for you, to pity you. This idea of getting others' sympathy for myself. That in itself is a whole separate discussion. Why should I have a personality that seeks to attract others' pity? Why should I try to gain something from others' compassion? Do I want to have the trait of a beggar who just wants to take? Or the trait of a king? I'm not really a king or a beggar. What I mean is someone who makes money this way and is known for giving. I hope you understand what I mean. For me, a person who truly enjoys giving should have enough to be able to give. Truly? Why, instead of always asking for assistance, shouldn't I sometimes be helping others as well? Oh, I don't know how to do this. I can't do this. I never learned it. My mom was like this. My dad was like this. One of the things that often happens as we mature, become more aware, and gradually gain a deeper understanding is realizing that in the end, it really does not matter which family we were born into. It really doesn't matter at all what social class you happen to grow up in, regardless of your background. You are now officially an adult, and you have the right to make any decision you want. And if you are where you are now and you're dissatisfied, you are responsible for it. No one else is. A 2-month-old baby can say that. They didn't feed me milk, I'm crying. They didn't change my diaper, I'm upset, I'm about to cry, but we're not that anymore. So let's not beg. Saying I was born poor and miserable will only keep you poor and miserable. And when I truly feel deep down inside that I am worthy, it blessings will come into my life just like gentle rain. Abundance will pour down because there is abundance in the world. If someone else is enjoying it, how are they any different from me? I can also truly enjoy and have that kind of abundant lifestyle and sense of prosperity, just like others do. Just sitting, wishing, praying, and waiting for a miracle to happen, and none of these things will bring me anything. Unless I get up, wake up, and take greater responsibility for my own personal life. And that's when the feeling of truly being a victim, that sense of being wronged, starts to set in, is gently replaced by unconditional love. I'm no longer a victim. I am pure unconditional love, love for myself and love for others, given freely and openly, without any expectations or conditions. Without expectation, without making a deal with love, I simply allow love to flow naturally and abundantly. Without judging others. Like, you have money, so why don't you give it to me? Or if in some situation the same issue arises, the law of reciprocity. I won't ask for anything for free from anyone. If my neighbor greets me, it's my responsibility to return the greeting with a warm smile. I need to reflect on myself, on what I'm receiving, and in order for it to be blessed, for abundance to come into my life, I have to give something in return. Even if it's just giving $1 to a beggar. Whatever I receive for free will never bring me blessings. Somewhere else it will bring me loss. If I learn something from someone, even from, say, YouTube, it's a very, very simple thing. Those who visit YouTube and criticize or judge other creators, or go there just to copy or imitate, or they create something else for themselves, or throw shade at others. And if you actually go somewhere and really learn something, as a way of saying thank you, it's enough, for example, to just subscribe to that channel. Of course, a lot of people also lie and say, if you like us, press 1, press 2, I don't know. If you want to support me, press A, B, or whatever, or say, I'm not working for you for free here. No, everyone who has a YouTube channel is working for themselves. Don't fall for their tricks. Don't fall for the trick of them trying to sell you something either. But if you're going somewhere where you feel like you've actually learned something, not just jumping from there, from one place to another. Select 3 or 4 channels, follow their pages and websites and subscribe to them. Become a member of the community where you're actually learning something. If someone gives you something, at the very least, thank them and show your appreciation. This is the law of compensation. It works for everything. It's not clever to just get something for free. But if someone dedicates their valuable working hours for you, there's a cost that needs to be paid. The entire character of a person or individual who attains awareness and then gains understanding is that taking advantage of others should not be part of my thoughts or my approach to living my life. That's where it starts. Being grateful. And then I see that as my thoughts have changed, my goals have changed too. Meaning, this order I've brought to my life. Now, I know very well what my goals are. Ask some people, what do you want? Who do you want to be in 10 years? If the leader changes, if this happens, if the government gives me money, or I don't know, if I get money from the government, these are not goals. These are just relying on others, depending on them. What do you truly want to do? What is my real goal for the next 5 years? Where exactly do I want to be? Well, if I don't know, why would God give me something I don't even know? The universe simply doesn't work like that. I need to know where I'm going. And with the steps I'm taking now, where will I be in 6 months? Where will I be in a year? Who will I be in 10 years? And I'm not waiting for an angel, a hero, a husband, a wife, an employee, or a friend, or anything else to come and change my life. Because when I reach this point, I often come across other people and other groups who are at my level. It's a hopeless and futile wish to be here while my dream is over there, and think that everything will just change. When something like that happens in my life, it actually doesn't happen. And if it does, you'll lose it. We have only one responsibility: to ourselves. When I fix myself, my family will gradually change too. Change. Then as our neighborhood changes, my country also changes, and eventually the whole world changes. And then a kind of happiness comes from within. It comes out of me, this feeling, this emotion, and I truly wouldn't trade this deep, genuine joy for anything in the world. I wouldn't sell it for any price, no matter how high, because it is absolutely priceless to me. There is absolutely no price I could ever possibly put on it. This happiness, it comes from deep within me and is truly mine, and always will be. No one can ever take it away from me. They can take my house, my home where I have lived. They can take my bank account, my savings. They can take my status, my reputation. They can take my beauty, my youth, and my health. All of these things can be taken from the outside. But that joy that I have created within myself from awareness and from light inside me that belongs to me, it's a part of me. And that joy is real. It gives meaning to life. It gives meaning to my life. I no longer think about the length of my life. I expand the length and breadth of my life. I fill it with flowers. What does it mean for me to just stay the same until the end of my life? To live for years and die with unfulfilled wishes and regrets? I need to be truly happy today, to genuinely add to the overall breadth of my life, to its content and quality, but all I do is beg. I'm always either begging for love, or begging for friendship, or complaining, or wishing bad things on others. I want positive and good things for myself. But it's really impossible. I can't even enjoy a meal. When a hungry person is watching me from behind a window, it's impossible. We are indeed all components of one another. As Saadi said, it's really true. All humans, every one of us, none of us are each other's enemies. We are all connected. When I feel jealous of someone or am happy about someone else's misfortune, that happiness doesn't come into my life. It actually takes away the blessing from my life. When I try to sabotage someone else's business, I will not grow. I become that surgeon who, through cheating, eventually comes to realize that I'm nothing more than a murderer. Even in the operating room, whether it's Dr. Surgeon or Ms. Dr. Surgeon, but I'm a killer, a murderer, because I never learned how to perform surgery. So let's not fool ourselves. This discussion might take us several sessions to thoroughly cover, right from the basics. We're starting from the very beginning, and together with those who want to make a commitment, so that by March 21st, they can achieve awareness, peace, and genuine spiritual comfort, and then blessings will come to them from the universe. All of us as a group will join hands and try every day, even if at some point in the future I happen to make a mistake and find myself falling down somewhere along the way, I choose to forgive myself, gather my strength, get back up again, and remind myself I have a meaningful goal, and together with a dedicated group of people, we've made a sincere commitment to each other, and we genuinely want to, at the very least, right here, in this welcoming channel of love, light, and awareness, we all strive with open hearts and minds to become better people, so that March 21st. And from there, we start again, move on to another existence, move on to another phase of life. And let's take this spiritual journey together with open hearts and minds in joy as we embrace each moment to see where it leads us. I wish the very best for all of you, my dear friends. I kiss your hearts in the light, sending you warmth, love, and blessings on your way. May you be filled with love and awareness. God bless you all.